Good morning, guys. How's it going? What have I got? What's old Steveo got here? Oh yeah, look at that stuff. Yeah, pallets, more pallets. These 3/4, I can make roof. I need some more roofs. I need some more tops for my beehives, and so I'm gonna work on that today. I got 3 pallets here, and they're different sizes. There's like 3/4. Here's a smaller, about 1/2 inch slats. Yeah, we was gonna fill all these yesterday, Martin and I, but we got to hunting in here, and I don't have enough food in there, outside frames of food. They're partial or halfway full. I am feeding now. There's not a whole lot coming in this time of year, but it's coming. Saw palmetto's coming, but that's always iffy. I know an hour north of here I can make tons of it. It's called Gulf Hammock. Gothi, I used to be right along Gothi wildlife management area, and there has some bear issues in there. My last year I was in there, but anyway, yeah, that's a good area, but here's not so much. But anyway, I'm feeding, expensive sugar, on and on and on. But anyway, so we didn't fill them, and the last 5 I shipped to Michigan. I told them guys to pack sugar in the feeder hole, this hole here. And what would have been ideal, I didn't have it at the time. I had just sugar and some honey, so I made up dough balls and I shoved them in here. Well, that kept them going for a few days, a couple days rather, and the sugar fell out the bottom, of course. But I told them to keep an eye on the feeder, the hole here, and if it was low, as he was heading north, it was a 2.5 day run up there to Wolverine. Pull this plug and peek in. If it's gone, you know, you'd have to fire up a smoker. If you stopped at a rest area or whatever, fire up a smoker, puff a little smoke, and jam more in there. Now, they would have survived, but they all died, and everybody got their, you know, they got watered up. Everybody's got their eyes watered up. So anyway, I'm going to refund the money, and he's going to bring back my bee boxes in the fall. So anyway, it's a learning curve, guys. All this beekeeping is a learning curve. So the only way you could really do this haul north is put a feeder box on here and have it interlock, so it wouldn't, you know, so it wouldn't fall off. And you could probably do it with dry sugar. Put dry sugar in there, wet feed in there, or you could put an interior feeder in there. This bee here wants to sting me in the face. Yeah, you could put an interior feeder, a Man Lake interior feeder, 1 gallon, in there. The problem is you would have to remove 2 frames, that 5, because the ears are, if you take out 1 frame out of these boxes, you've only got 1.5 inches in there. So just a smidge over 1.5 inches. But the ears on the feeder, internal feeders, are 2 inches. So that's not going to cut it. So you'd have to pull out 2 frames. But even if you did that, it's not that big a deal, because the time you got them up there and you drop two frames in that thing with a really hot queen, yeah, that thing would be ready to they would be pumped up and ready to start putting. But it was cold when the guy took them up. It was still cold. Put them in a building. Anyway, they toasted. Anyway, I'm gonna refund this money, and so we're not doing that. I'm not gonna ship bees to Michigan. We can just sell them here in Florida. At the prices I have, these things should move very nicely, and yeah, we'll get them moved. I've got to get some queens in. We were fooling around yesterday, and I made up some splits, some 2-frame splits, and we're going to add these virgins here in a few minutes. So let me get suited up and we'll get that job done. Oh, look what happened, guys. Finally blew a bulb. How about that? This thing's been running a long time, guys, a long time. These are little, I believe these are little 40 watts. So when you build your incubator, guys, make sure you got 2 bulbs in here, because this thing will carry on with 1 bulb, all right? It'll cycle faster, of course, with 2 bulbs. But make sure you got, you know, they're not going to both burn out at the same time. So anyway, when you build your incubator, I suggest you get a wine cooler like this. Got this one on Craigslist. The guy wanted 50 bucks for it, and I said, "What's the least you'll take?" And he said 40. I said, I'm not putting wine in this thing. I'm making a queen incubator." And he goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "This is a workable rig." I said, "I don't care. I'm ripping the guts out of it." I pulled the compressor out of the back, and I told him what I was going to do. I said, "This, you know, I don't need a wine cooler. I need a queen incubator." So I said, "What's the least you'll take?" He said, 40 bucks and it's yours. I put 40 bucks in his hand real quick, because you're not going to build a nice insulated box like this. I've got 1 hole down on the side here. I drilled a hole back here on the side, and I've got several holes up top, but I ended up taping them off. I got experimenting with it. I ended up taping off, but it's just 1, because you want some, you know, you want some airflow. And there is a ceramic dish in here. This got a moss flying around, floating around in it. Yeah. So anyway, I'll refill that in a minute, because I like to keep the moisture. And then you keep your jar of honey in here, because you want to feed your queen some warm honey. I got my thermostat probe right here in the center here where the queens are. And then I got a little computer fan. You can get these computer fans all different speeds. And I got a really low speed one. You don't need a hurricane in here. Just a little moving in the air is all you need. So I thought I'd show you this right quick. And of course, you've seen my frame. This is a very cool way to go, by the way. I just custom made a frame to go in here, and I can get 15 of these California mini cages in here, and this works excellent. After you let her hatch through, put your cell on the top. See, there's plenty of room here. And to get them side by side, turn these ears this way. And then let them hatch off in here. And as soon as they hatch off, take this out, pull this out, and she's hatched running around in here. A lot of times they'll get hung up in here too. You got to take the cell out. Here's one here. You take the cell out. You got your cell hanging down here, right? Peel that off. There's still royal jelly in there. There's still going to be royal jelly in that she needs. Okay? At least you hope you did. If you did your graft right, there's going to be royal jelly left in here. And what's the beauty of these California mini cages, this cell will fit right in here and used as a plug. So now she's trapped in here. Now all you got to do now is feed her. Get a little insulin syringe, like so, and you come right up here at the top, see, and you can just put a little drop of water right here, right on the screen, just like that. Put a little drop of water, 1 drop of water there, drop of honey here. And you can put the honey on. I just use this little skewer, bamboo skewer, I dip it in the honey, and don't get a big gob of it. Just put 1 drop here next to the water. Do that twice a day. I don't know how long you can keep my queens in here doing this feeding. You probably could do it a couple of weeks, but I like to get my queens in a new home ASAP. So very simple to do. There's enough room in this incubator to get at least 2 of these bars in there. And then I made some up like this also. I made one up like this. There's a monofilament here, and there's a old coat hanger down here. We've got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in there on that one. These are wider, but I could get 2 of these in this thing, see? And all I did here was I went to the hardware store and found some tubing that my cell would go in, and I left a little, I cut it to where I had a little air flow at the top here. You can see right there, airflow. So I can put my cell in there, and then this can slide on here. And I made it just a custom fit made these, so to where when you slide this down, this cell protector is inside this tube, so they can hatch off and crawl right down into the thing. So that's two ways you can go, two different kinds of cages you can go with. And I haven't been using these at all. I just like the. I've been liking these California minis so much. I don't have that many. I think there's only 20 of them I got. But this will hold, I think, 15 queens, and that's all I do at a time anyway. I'll set up a cell builder, and then I graft and I load these up, and I let these hatch, and then I install them. And by then, a week or so later, I'll set up another cell builder, you know, and I just go like that as I need them. I crank my queens out as I need them. There's no need making a whole ton of queens if you don't have a home for them. It's ridiculous. So make what you need, right? Make what you need, and make your queens from the best stock you have. I have a black queen out here, Caucasian queen. She's laying wall to wall, top to bottom, and they're very gentle. So that's what I'm going to graft from next. They're open mated, so you don't know what you're going to get at the end result, but at least you're starting out 50% of what you know you have, and you know it's good. So anyway, let's go out here. I've got these little girls here. I got 4 to install, so let's get that done. Okay, guys, I got a little bit of warm sugar water here. It's 1 to 1. I put just a little vanilla extract in it. You can see it's a little tinted. And I've had very good luck, guys, with introducing queens with this method here. I've had no issues with it. I've got a couple little two framers here, and see if I can't tilt this camera a little bit to get the right angle dangle on it. Yeah, that might work right there. These bees are in lockdown, by the way, guys. I won't open them up. We did this yesterday. Today's Tuesday. So Wednesday I think I can open the front door on these and let them fly. I'm hoping we got enough bees in here to do this. Yeah, looks like we got enough bees in here. Oh yeah, we got bees brood. So all I do, guys, is give everybody a spray. Come in here and grab my little Virgie. She's running around in there nice. Wow, she ran out of there quick. There she goes. That's pretty much it, guys. You don't get any tougher, you know, than that. We'll come back 2 weeks. We'll come back 2 weeks and see how she's doing. I keep these buckets over here to get overheated. A lot of debris in this jungle. smoker out of my face. Yeah, I've had very good luck with this system, guys. Go that way, girl. She's still in there. That away. She's acting, guys, like a... She's acting like an AOC queen. Kind of clueless, you know? Yeah, sometimes you get an AOC queen that's just clueless. Come on, AOC. Come see Daddy. AOC, come and see me. Bees are chilling. Of course, they start chilling pretty good when you hit them with this, you know, sugar water. She ran out. She ran out and ran in there. That's all I care about, guys. So I put the queens on this side and put the empties over here. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, girl. See you girls tomorrow, and I'll open the hatch. You guys can fly and go on your mating flight. How's that? Like I said, I keep the buckets on here so the honey doesn't, the sugar water don't heat up so much. Because if it does, they'll start force feeding it in there. The pressure, you know, the heat, it'll start dripping like crazy. Keep a bucket on it. You also keep the algae out too. All right, I got another one over here. Let's do it. All right, guys, I got a little old medium here. And I got another little medium there that needs a queen. I think I got 2 queens left here. I need to start producing some of my own queens here, like I said, pretty quick. I'll pull this paper wad out of here tomorrow. We've got a bunch of bees in this one, guys.
Yeah, I got larvae in here. Gonna be hatching out. Come on, baby girl. Usually when they first come out, guys, I'll hit them with a little, here she comes right there. I just hit her with just a little mist. Now she's smelling just like everybody. So I've got to recheck on it. 425. All right, we got one more to do here, guys. These here virgins I installed on, I was to check them on 415. Install these 415s, and all these 415s are boom. They're actually ready to sell. They're a little light on the outside, but they're ready to sell, and they'll be going out of here, the 25th. I got 10 of them heading to Homestead on the 25th. So very nice queens, great laying pattern, beautiful queens. Got one more baby girl to install here, guys. There she comes. It's that fast, guys. It's that fast. Years ago, guys, I had a guy doing custom extraction for me, and the old boy was going through his money faster than he could make it, guys. It was crazy. Okay, so anyway, he owed me a ton of money, and he was doing my custom extraction, and I had probably, I don't know at the time, probably 5 barrels of honey, and he had no money to pay me. And I said, well, I was building up equipment, right? And I said, well, what have you, well, I got to fix that mess. And there's some more mess there. All that's going on the burning barrel. Look how if you buy crappy plywood, look what happens. Yeah, that's burning material.
I don't know. Oh, there's extra bottoms there. I was double stacking, whatever. Yeah, this is all going in a burning pile. So back to my story. He was blowing money fast as he was making it, and he had a big operation. He had a heck of a honey house too. It was unbelievable. It was kind of cool what he did. He was taking, as you know, dairy farmers are still going out of business like crazy. So all the cajillions, if you think about it, all the cajillions of milk tanks, stainless steel milk tanks, they've got a paddle in them, right? And the farmers would run, they would run cold water to chill the milk, right? Had some sort of refrigeration setup running that cold water through them jacketed tanks. Well, this old boy, he reversed it. He put hot water through them pipes to heat this honey up. And that's how he stored it. He had like 4 of these big milk tanks. And it had orange blossom honey over here, Tupelo honey here. He had saw palmetto honey here. He had wildflower over there. And he had it all plumbed in. It was all manifolded together, all these, you know, different ones to where he could feed out of them, right? It's quite a deal. And then he had one of those expensive bottlers, like a $5,000 bottler. You just set up 1 pound or 2 pound, you hit a button, it's all calibrated, boom, and it automatically shoots the honey in. He had it going on. And then he had 2 kids, I guess, sorry little so-and-sos that didn't want to work, and so he quit the field. He went out of the field work and just went into the barn and worked on sales and this and that, and ordering supplies and ordering queens, and you know, and he was getting a ton of queens out of Homer Parks in California, called Homer Parks Golden Queens, Italian queens. They were good queens. I made a ton of honey with them, and I was installing all those queens because I was running a pipeline, right? I didn't have time to make queens. I didn't have time to do anything other than move bees, pull honey, and make nooks. That was a full plate for me. So whenever I'd hit a bee yard or a move, I would make nooks. I'd haul a bunch of nooks, 100 or so at a time. We'd go through there and make a bunch of nooks, and we'd have 2 yards close together, the honey producing yard and another nuke yard. We'd always set them up like that. And the other yard would be about 4 or 5 miles away, so we could immediately haul them there, open the hatch, and let them fly. I never fed bees at all, guys. Never fed bees back in the day. Just move them to crop, and I was pretty lucky. I didn't have much failure on it at all. I mean, I made tons of honey. And so anyway, the guy didn't have any money to pay me. And I said, what do you got? I mean, I need supplies. I was building up again. Built up, 250, sold out. Market collapsed, I sold out. Then I got homesick for bees, and we started back up again from scratch, if you can imagine that. And he went out there, he had some trailers, you know, tractor trailers. Semi-trailers, what I'm trying to say. Just backed up in there. And he said, come out here, I want to show you something. He was converting everything from 10 frame to 8 frame and making all new pallets, everything. He's palletized. He had a Bobcat with a mast on it. That was cool. And a hydraulic, where he could hit the hydraulics and jack the whole ass end up with a dolly wheel. Now he can spin like this, right? Because he's not Bobcats tear up a lot of ground. They really do. You need a swinger or you need a donkey. Anyway, he was set up nice, and he was converting everything to 8 frame. And so he had a whole semi-trailer full, guys, of shallow 10 frame. And I scarfed that stuff up. I bought the whole freaking semi-load. And it had drawn comb in it. And he had a AC unit in there
to keep it kind of cold, and then he threw crystals, just threw crystals, moth crystals all over that stuff. And you open the door and about knock you down. Anyway, soon as we got that stuff out of there, I had boxes, guys. I was slamming them on, making honey with them boxes. Anyway, that's how it got. But we went through all that, went through all the supers, and then he still owed me money. So he says, well, look at this. You like Homer Park's queens? I said, yeah, I've had them in the past. Check this out. He opened a friggin' box. He had 2 or 3 boxes there, full banked queens. Yes, banked queens. He had a hive down below just packed with bees, and then an excluder to keep any road queens out, and all these queens up here in the top. How many you want? I said, as many as I can get. He said, well, I owe you a ton of money. So I was getting these queens, guys, 40 at a time. And I was introducing all my queens with this sugar water method. These were mated queens, guys. I don't think I lost a one. I don't think I lost a one. I'd come back and them hives were just flourishing. Homer Park's queens were kicking ass. All right, guys, I got a little bit more work to do in the bee yard here. I will see you soon, and keep making them bees, guys. Springtime is here, buddy. See ya.